Hey guys, before we get into this video, I just wanted to give a shout out to my friend Lelocity. I would say he was a YouTuber, but he hasn't posted in like 4 months, I think. But anyways, go check him out. Make sure to subscribe. But anyways, let's get on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you an advanced guide on the helicopters in Oil Warfare Tycoon. So first things first, the right helicopter. I'm going to be using the Little Bird because the Huey is too big, too unmaneuverable. Also, it doesn't have machine guns, which makes it much worse. And I obviously won't be using the Hind, I think that's what it's called, because it costs 1,000 Robux and it's not like I just have $15 to spend on this game. Okay, and so for my first tip, and that is going to be staying low. Staying low is extremely important, especially this tip goes mostly for when you're in dogfights with other people, because it allows you to hide behind other things. If you're like flying around way up here, people have a clear sight of you and can shoot at you easily. But if you're down lower like this, flying around using the bases as cover, then it makes it much more difficult for people to get to you. The lower the better though. Although, keep in mind, the lower you get, the riskier it is. I mean, that's kind of obvious, though. So, generally, I would stay probably a tree length above the trees in order just for safety measures. But that's probably what I do usually. This also helps avoid the tracking missiles because lots of times they'll hit other stuff like trees or rocks or just bases. Okay, and so for my second tip, this one goes along with the first one. It's also very useful against other helicopters and missiles, and that is using buildings. As you may know, hopefully, this whole, like a solid, I'd say that's a solid fifth of this map is just covered in an urban environment filled with buildings and houses. And these you can use as your advantage because lots of people, they won't be flying low. They'll be maxing out their throttle, flying full speed to try and chase after you. But one thing that helps a lot is trying to fly in between the buildings because most people won't have the skill to follow you, which helps a lot when you're trying to fly away from people. It also confuses the missile and lots of times it'll crash. Keep in mind the golden zone for flying in between the buildings is above the trees, but not above the building tops. Because if you fly below the trees, it's too risky because the space is too small. You're probably going to hit a tree. But if you fly just above the trees, like right here, then you're probably not going to hit anything, but you're going to evade people just fine. Okay, and so for my third tip, it is very important for fighting infantry. And that is offset your crosshair. This is for when you're not using missiles and you're using the machine guns built into your gun. The reason you'd be using these is because although they do less damage, you have an infinite supply. And this goes especially when you are close to people. You want to offset your crosshair because, as you may know, the streams of fire come in from the right side and the left side of your helicopter, meaning that they don't align perfectly. So if you want to hit someone, you need to aim to the side of your crosshair just a little bit. So look right there. You see how the streams don't perfectly line up? And that's why you don't want to aim directly in the middle. Otherwise, you'll end up not hitting them at all. Okay, and so for my fourth tip, that's going to be about turning. And that is that if you're coming into a turn at high speed, you want to lower your collective all the way down before you start turning. Okay, so say I'm trying to take a sharp turn right here. What I would do is lean and then turn. But look at how high I went. I just gained a solid like 600 meters right there. That is insane. And especially considering it is useful if you stay closer to the ground. It is much better if you lower down your collective when you're about to take a turn. And then you turn, and you see how I'm not gaining any altitude. And then near the end of your turn, you bring up your collective again. And then boom, you'll take a much lower turn than, well, going full throttle. This is also extremely useful because most people, when they're chasing you, they won't know about this. So they'll just keep it maxed out. And then they'll end up like a solid 500 meters above you when they're just trying to chase you down. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope these tips help you. But make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.